Okay, we're getting more complex. This is the question in 2019 when I set the grade 11 paper in 2019. I put this question in their paper and everyone complained and said that it was torture. So let's show you guys a little bit of the torture. It says find the area of the shaded triangle over here in terms of x, alpha, beta, theta, and I don't even know how to pronounce that symbol over there. I should double check. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we need to find the area of this shaded triangle in terms of all of those variables. So how are we going to do that? Now, to do the area of a triangle, we know that it's half the length of one side multiplied by the length of the other side and the included angle. Okay, now just by looking at this triangle and the information that is given for the shaded triangle, I can get information about this angle. It would be 180 degrees minus beta. I can then figure out information about this angle. It would be beta minus this theta for this angle, right? I can get in, if I was using this angle here, right, I need information about ED and DB. Getting information about DB is fine because it's in another triangle and we happen to have some information about it. Okay, but getting information about ED is going to be a bit difficult because it's only in this green triangle, right? It's in no other triangle on its own. You can say it's in this big triangle, but that's not going to help us. So instead, I'm going to use EB and BD being the two sides, right? And this being the included angle. Why EB? Because I can get information from that top triangle over there. All right. So that's my game plan for this thing. I've also noticed that there's a right angle, and I know this is the third video that I'm reminding you, but if you see a right angle in area, sine, and cos, you can use SOHCAHTOA, okay? You are allowed to. I see that this here is x, and I notice that the symbol over here is repeated here, meaning that this part is also going to be x. Okay, now remember our game plan, we said we need to figure out EB, right? So if this is the angle in question over here, right, this is our reference angle, making this the opposite and this the adjacent. Therefore, this the opposite and this the hypotenuse. Wow, adjacent would be there. This the opposite, this the adjacent, this the hypotenuse. I have information about this one, don't have about this one, and obviously I'm using EB, right? So if I do what's this, x, which is our adjacent, over our hypotenuse of EB, and our reference angle being this, it's going to be cos of that weird symbol that I need to go Google what it means, right? Let's make EB the subject of the formula. So I'm going to end up with EB right? There we go. So now I figured out this side here in terms of the variables that they've given me. I now need to figure out DB, so let's do that. Let's draw a line here so we know what we're doing. Wow, that's such a skew line. Whoa. Okay, I'm figuring out DB, so let's write here in triangle ABE. So whoever's marking knows exactly where I'm working. In triangle DBC. Right, I see that I have information about a side and two angles. So what am I going to use? And I need information about another side. So what am I going to use? I'm going to use the sine rule, because see, this side corresponds with that angle. This angle would correspond with that side. So DB make DB the subject. There we go. So now I have side, I need the included angle. We already discussed this, so let's write this down. In triangle BDE, angle B is equal to b beta minus theta. And the reason for this is not really necessary, but I always say if you're using one of these geometry reasons like sum of interior angles, stuff like that, please list it down. It makes it so much easier for whoever's marking your paper to understand exactly what you're doing. Right, let's draw a line. Slightly straighter. Anyway, in triangle BDE, we're still working there. Area is half of BE times BD. You do not have to write this down. I'm writing it so you understand what we're doing. Times sine of angle B. Makes it easier for me to substitute as well. Okay, let's multiply the whole numerator. I got x times x giving me x squared sine alpha times sine of this beta minus theta over and that's my final answer. They then might ask you a question, a follow-up question, where they'll say if, and then they'll give you actual values for each of these things, right? They'll say if x equals this, alpha equals this, blah, 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 calculate the area of triangle BDE. Now let's say you were running out of time, or you looked at this question and it was absolute torture and you couldn't figure it out, but you see that follow-up question. Please substitute into whatever was given to you if they give it to you, okay? They sometimes say, let me rephrase this, okay? Sometimes they might give it to you like this, find the area of the shaded triangle in terms of whatever, or they say show that the area of the shaded triangle is this here, right? That's what I mean. If they do that and they give you values underneath, they say hence calculate this thing, and let's say you didn't figure this out, you didn't show it. Please, if you didn't and they gave you the values and they have that thing, you still substituted and you do that question, you will get marks for that second question. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, I'm done with this video. We'll put in the next video with the next few questions. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Oh, I have one more complex one, and then it's a few exam level ones. Okay.